This is a warning to women in general. The attack on women, if you haven't read Project 2025 and everything pertaining to women, please do quickly, because it already kind of started in that direction. And they wanted to make sure the Republicans had a hold of all different law enforcement processes, including habeas corpus and all the other stuff that basically strip Americans of their rights to defend themselves or get due process in any way, shape, or form. It's all part of the big picture, and they're not going to go after women's rights or the laws and all that other stuff when they don't have total control of everything else. And they're looking at it like they have 4 years to do that. So that's why all this stuff's hitting the courts, and the Supreme Court is being asked to do all this other stuff. So the Heritage Foundation and the Trump Association of Shiny Happy Assholes are all together trying to see what wagons they can circle. So they have El Salvador, they have Hungary, they obviously have Uncle Vladdy and Xi Jinping, and that he's pissing off. But when it comes down to it, he's done more business with China than everything else. This is part of the Trump show. I'm sure there's a backhanded, hey, this is all for show for both of us. You could look hard ass, I could look hard ass, win-win. And then China's like, no, you're trying to, yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of reasons why what's going on is going on, but none of them have real substance, because what's happening at the end of it all, after all of the scenes of the show and all the side bullshit and drama and stress and people losing their jobs and losing their careers and losing their promotions and losing their whole entire retirement 401k, MAGA may just recognize that his intention with all of this, if you just look at what his purpose was. What was his purpose by doing this? Take his action, put it to the side, and ask yourself, what purpose did he intend to serve? To force everybody to come back to the table so he can art of the deal his way into these awesome things, and he'd be the hero all over the place. The fact that he didn't think for 1 second of any of the ramifications of his actions, he didn't think about the contracts that were in place and the strategic partners that were in place all over this world for specific reasons, for specific technological trades and whatever, that position the United States economically in such incredible positions from 5 years to 10 years to 20 years. And U.S. aid was being used as a tool to help fund these things that were breaking through research and medical and everything else. And that's what America and the U.S. aid was doing. And that's a good thing, because it puts us as partners, as part of the solutions for all this fantastic shit. Instead, we're onlookers that are going to be the last in line, charge the highest prices, because we not only embarrass countries like Africa and countries like China and countries like Canada, but MAGA will look at it and say, so we pissed off Canada, so they're unplugging their electricity from us. Well, that can't be too bad, until they realize that's 60% of our freaking oil. 40% of our electricity comes from Canada. So they unplugging both of those is a pretty big deal. You think it's going to raise prices anywhere? That's what happened with the way he chose to do things. Besides hundreds of thousands of people and worldwide economies crashing, the good that came out of it? Him and his friends made a shit ton of money when he lifted the sanctions for 90 days. There's even videos showing that. They're bragging about it. Charles Schwab made 2.4 million. Someone else made 900 million. 2.4 billion, billion in one day. Just logically speaking, how many of your friends do you know exactly what they make in one day? How many? Like, would you know that those numbers off if you went around the room and said, Jimmy, you made $587, you lost your ass? Would you know? No. Unless there was some sort of background deal that maybe someone got a percentage. So yeah, they know. No. Maybe that $400 million Qatari jet, that is a gift, because you can't say no to a free jet. That would be stupid. If it's for the people, it stays with the people, right? But no, he wants to take it with him. So he wants the most technologically advanced upgrades, military grade, with all the biggest, the best, the brightest, the most advanced military technology installed in his plane that he will take with him in 2 years, if he decides to leave office. But he's already looking at 28, so in 6 years. That's okay. Jimmy Carter's brother wasn't allowed to stay on as manager of the peanut farm for the family that bought it from Jimmy because of the emoluments clause and separating the president from anything that looked like impropriety. Constitutionalist, right? What part of what he did benefited you? How's your stock portfolio? It's getting a little better, but overall. We need to start looking at everything that goes on from the big picture. And that big picture, I mean, without political bias, without who's in the White House, with what the actions are fucking doing to the entire world and what they're doing to us and our families. And we need to be honest enough with ourselves to recognize no matter what positions we took in arguments in the past, we need to reevaluate everything right now. Because right now, this is hitting all of us in different ways. We are all already fighting our battles that no one else knows about. So this is in addition to our personal shit. If you would not be okay with your 4-year-old or your 3-year-old being thrown in front of a judge, and if they answer the questions wrong, they can literally be flown to another country without any contact with their family, which means you. Let's just pretend it did happen, no matter how white you think you are. Would you be okay with it then? That's what America's about. Right being right and wrong being wrong. Doesn't mean America hasn't made mistakes. Doesn't mean presidents haven't made mistakes, and every single one of us has made fucking mistakes. It's learning from them that Americans, true Americans, are supposed to be doing. And recognizing every day we make a conscious choice to fight whatever fight we decide to get involved in. And sometimes we find out that we were misled and we got it wrong. That's not time to get quiet and hide and hope it gets better. That's time to take the energy you had to vote, to argue, to fight against everything we've ever tried to say. And by we, I mean everyone, not Trump. Take all of the energy that you can imagine you expelled fighting us on what turned out to be true, and shoot that energy back at getting him out. Because that's what we got to do, and the only way we're going to do that is if the 99% stand shoulder to shoulder, no matter who you voted for on any election and what color hat you freaking wear. That 99% is always bigger than that one. We're just too busy looking at things we hate about each other than looking at things that unite us. You as us. No one's ever thought of that before. Stay diligent, stay educated, be kind. We are all in this together. America's still a great country. Just a little bit too much Kool-Aid floating around. God bless.